go, man. ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, back with the Money Mind Shift. And this is what we do. We talk about how rich people think. And so here's the deal, guys. I want you to truly understand that wealth begins in the mind. Wealth begins in the mind. It is truly my belief and what I've experienced in my life as I've gotten out of debt, as I started to build and acquire assets, my life has turned around. It's all been due to what I've been putting in here. And so if that's true, then my question to you is, what are you putting in here? And so today we're going to be we're on day number 7 of How Rich People Think. We're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Seibold. Now, Steve, make sure I get my check for this free promotion. But here's the deal. Most people will say, I want to get out of debt. But then when I ask them, well, what are you doing to get out of debt? What are you reading? Where are you going? Nothing financial will be a part of their life. Matter of fact, most people completed a vision board for 2016 and nothing financial is on their vision board. You say you want to get out of debt, but then you don't put on your vision board, I want to get out of debt. So you're not even visualizing anymore. It's like a casual thought that, hey, it'll be good to get out of debt, but I'm not intentional about getting out of debt. It just sounds good. Like I know I want to be financially free someday, right? But we're not intentional in it. We're not reading the right books. We're not watching the right shows. We're not having the right conversations that's going to lead us and support us in our decision. And quite frankly, we really haven't made a decision. All we have is a wish. And so my goal is to let people know what I did to get out of debt. And one of the things that I did was read. Now, here's the deal. If I tell people what to read, most people still won't read it. So what I decided to do was take a different approach. And I said, we're just going to read together and we're going to discuss. We're going to have a good time. And hey, hopefully this helps you, because I remember when I was 2, when I was 3, when I was a kid in some area, somebody needed to read to me. And I'm not calling you a kid, but I do understand that there are adults who are kids as it relates to finances, as are kids as it relates to money. And this is why, as a certified financial educator, I teach on the 5th grade level. And then I ask, are you smarter than a 5th grader? So here's the deal. Let's get right into the book, man. We're on day number 7 of How Rich People Think. Let us begin. Middle class believes rich people are crooks. World class believes rich people are ambitious. The average person has been programmed in childhood by well-meaning parents, teachers, coaches, clergy, and others of influence to believe rich people acquire wealth through dishonesty and deceit. This is one of the excuses the masses use to justify a lack of financial success. Have you ever used that excuse? Have you ever said and looked and compared yourself to the Joneses or to the successful and thought, man, there's no way they could have worked their way to the top? Oh, no. They had to lie. They had to cheat. They had to steal. They had to do everything that I'm not willing to do in order for them to have success. The middle class believe rich people are crooks. The world class believe that rich people are ambitious. Now that leads to the question, are you ambitious? Are you ambitious? I know I am. Hopefully you are too. World-class thinkers know the majority of fortunes were built through ambition, through drive, and through vision. Through ambition, through drive, and through vision. I want you to write in the comments below, ambition, drive, and vision. Ambition, drive, and vision. Ambition, drive, and vision. If you want to be rich, ambition, drive, and vision. Man, that's like a triumvirate right there, right? First, you got to have a desire to do. You got to have a burning desire to do. That's the ambition. Then you actually got to have the commitment to do it and do it. That's the drive. But of course, you got to have a vision. You got to see it before you ever start it. Ambition, drive, and vision. Every socioeconomic subgroup has people who have earned money illegally, but the percentage of crooks in the upper class is no different than the lower class. Because of the average person's unwillingness to accept full responsibility for his or her results, the average person's unwillingness to accept full responsibility for his or her results. Are you accepting full responsibilities for your results? Are you accepting full responsibilities for the fruit that you are bearing in your life? Accepting full responsibility. See, most people, they'll say, circumstances happen to me. They'll blame everything else in the world, but they won't take full responsibility for their very own life. Very interesting. Are you willing to take full responsibility for whatever fruits you have produced in your very own life? They are eager to criticize society's most successful in an effort to minimize their achievements and justify their own mediocrity. Unfortunately, they often pass these misrepresentations on to their children. Now, isn't this an absolute travesty? First, we got stinking thinking as it relates to money. But not only do we have stinking thinking, we pass the stinking thinking down to our children. And then they, in turn, pass it down to their children. So at some point, if we have stinking thinking, we need to uproot the stinking thinking, or we need to stop feeding ourselves trash, because garbage in, garbage out, and we have to put some good stuff in. We got to start planting some new seeds. And I'm telling you guys, if your garden, if your harvest is getting rotten fruit, it's time to find some new seeds. It's time, because here's the deal. There's nothing wrong with the field. Let me say this. There's nothing wrong with the field. Now, your field may be filled with trash, but the field itself is nothing wrong with it. And when I say the field, obviously I'm talking about your brain, your mind. There's nothing wrong with your mind. What's wrong with what's going on is what you've been feeding your mind. You can't feed it candy all day. You can't feed it sodium all day. You can't feed it sugar all day and expect to have the energy or the creativity or whatever it is that you need, the vision, the ambition, and the drive. You got to start feeding it some good protein, if you know what I mean. And today we got some good protein, if you know what I mean. I like the way that rhymes. So meanwhile, they're taking full responsibility for their own, and unfortunately, they often pass their misrepresentations onto their children, and the belief carries on growing stronger with each generation. Now, we've seen that. We've seen that these beliefs that we've picked up have grown stronger with each generation. And my goal, my job is to help destroy these generational curses from all of these strong beliefs that have built up over time in our generations. That's why I'm a certified financial educator. Meanwhile, the world class takes full responsibility for their own results and direct their mental energy towards getting rich, instead of wasting their brain power on excuses. And we know poor people can make a whole bunch of excuses. They use it to harness their creativity to solve bigger problems. Now, this gets back to what we talked about day one. The rich focus on solving problems. And here's the question. Are you? See, the poor people, and I want to call them poor people, but hey, the poor mentality, right? Because it's the poor mentality that leads to poor results. The poor mentality focuses on talking about the problems. The rich mentality focuses on solving the problems. And guess what? When you solve problems, you get rich, because you're providing the solution to all the people that are complaining about the problem. So guess what? They didn't focus on the solution, so they buy your solution to the problem that they've been talking about for year after year after year after year. That makes sense? You provide a solution, they're going to buy it, because it's their problem that they keep talking about. Does that make sense? So rich people, they focus on solving problems. The rich mentality focuses on solving problems. The poor mentality focuses on talking about the problem. They want to have long conversations at the cafeteria. They want to sit there when they get home and get on the phone, call their girlfriend and have long conversations about the problem. But it's only a few people that focus on, man, I'm not going to talk about this problem. I'm going to find a solution. And you can find solutions for your very own life. And as you do that, you'll find that you're going to start to accumulate wealth. In other words, get rich. Now, we say get rich because it sounds great, but I'm talking about building wealth over time. Now, while the masses use the latest scandal to prove their argument against the rich, millionaires are hard at work thinking on new ideas. One group focuses on excuses and blame, the other on taking action and getting results. Everybody in the comments below, I want you to write taking action and getting results. This is where I want your focus to be for 2016. Taking action and getting results. Every day that I wake up, I'm taking action and I'm getting results. You can just watch my life. I'm taking action and I'm getting results. I'm not wasting any more time with excuses and blame. I'm done with the blame game. I'm done trying to figure out why people just won't do what they need, what they know to do. I'm done trying to figure that out. What I'm going to focus on is taking action and getting results. Is it any wonder that the middle class is broke and the world class is rich? The ambition of the self-made rich individuals comes from self-confidence and an ability to use thought and perseverance to get what they want. The question is, do you have this belief? The question is, do you have this belief? If so, you are on the road to wealth. I want to congratulate you. If you have this belief that you are on the road to wealth. If not, decide to adopt it and watch what happens. And so when we say this term, don't believe me, just watch, this is what we're saying. I'm putting the world on notice. Don't believe me, just watch. Just watch what happens because I've changed my philosophy. Just watch what happens because I've changed the programming that's going on in my mind. Just watch what happens. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to watch and you're going to see someone that is proclaiming, someone that is changing, someone that is all about self-development and self-realization and understanding that I can truly do all things that I want to do. I believe it. But not because it's a self-serving thing. It is a world-serving thing. I want to change the world. And I do it one person at a time because I'm focusing on providing solutions and serving more people. I'm focusing on taking action and getting results. All of the excuse people I've knocked out of my life, you can watch. All of the blame people I've knocked out of my life, you can watch. Because I know at the end of the day, you'll be buying from me. Because I'm going to provide the solutions to your problems. Solving problems. Believing in yourself and your abilities won't make you rich, but it will drive you to take actions that will. Believing in yourself and your abilities won't make you rich, but it will drive you to take the actions that will. It's all about the actions that you take. A lot of us have belief, but many of us don't have the action. We don't have the drive. We don't have, we have the ambition, but we don't have the drive. So that's why we said ambition, drive, and vision. You need all three. But then we say you got to take action so you can get results. That's the name of the game. Many people have great ideas, but they never work on their ideas. So therefore, they don't get the results from those ideas. And then they wonder why someone comes along later on, does the idea that they were thinking about, and they get the results. And they be like, I could have been a millionaire. Yeah, you probably could, but you didn't take any action, and therefore you didn't get any results. What action are you going to take today? Here's the quote of the day. I'm tough, ambitious, I know exactly what I want. If that makes me a bitch, okay. That's from Madonna. That's from Madonna. I'm tough, ambitious, and I know exactly what I want. If that makes me a bitch, okay. And that's from Madonna. Here's a critical thinking question today. That was a good quote. That makes me a bitch. I'm okay with that. And here's a critical thinking of the question today. Does your ambition match your desire to be rich? Does your ambition match your desire to be rich or to be wealthy or to be prosperous? Does your ambition match this desire? That's something to really think about, guys. Because many times, man, we'll go to church or we'll go wherever, and we're proclaiming to the world that we want to get out of debt. We're proclaiming to the world that we want to have a successful business. We're proclaiming to the world all these things. And then the world looks back and asks, what's your ambition like? Do you think that you can sit on the couch and get these things? Where's your work ethic? Are you putting in the work? Are you even trying? Or is your prayer something like a genie in a bottle? You think you can just pray, rub that magic genie, and then poof, all of the things that you've done up to this point to create the mess that you're in are just gonna wipe away, right? Does your ambition match your desire to be rich, to be wealthy, to be prosperous? Great question to ask. That's a great question to ask. And a great question to ponder. And that's the question you got to ponder today. That's the question you got to ask yourself, man. Does it really match? Because here's the deal. The level of your ambition is producing your current results. So if your current results is knee deep in debt, that's the level of your ambition. Wow. It's really that simple. Yeah, it is. Hey, here's your action step, man. Ask 3 of your closest friends this question. On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the most ambitious, how ambitious do you think I am? If you're not at least a 6, you only have a slim chance of ever being rich. Now, here's the good news, guys. You can increase your level of ambition. You can grow your level of ambition. But you got to ask people around you that will tell you the truth and not just give you some answer to make you feel good. What is my level of ambition? Now, of course, if I ask my friends, I got a pretty good idea what answer they're going to give me. But guess what? I'm going to ask them anyway, because they may see something different that I don't see. I could think that I'm a 7, but I want to get some unbiased opinions. Hey, man, on a scale of 1 to 7, man, 7 being the most ambitious, how ambitious do you think that I am? I'm just going to ask them randomly, right? And I want you to do the same thing. This is your action step today. You need to find 3 people. And here's the thing. I want to add this. Not just 3 of your closest friends. Here's what I found to be the most effective. If you ask one of your enemies, ask one of the people that don't like you, one of those people that's going to tell you the truth, the hardcore truth regardless, because they don't care what you think. They hate your guts. They can't stand you, but they'll tell you the truth. I want you to ask 2 of your closest friends and your worst enemy. Be courageous today. Ask your worst enemy. Ask that person that absolutely hates your guts. Ask that person that's in your family that just tells you the God honest truth and you can't stand them. Ask that person, how ambitious do you think that I am? Now, they may not answer you because they're going to see that you on this journey of self-development. You're trying to improve, so they might not answer you. But I want you to have the courage to ask them. Do that today. Take the action step to find out, does your ambition match your desire to be rich? Well, hey, this is our time together, man. 15 minutes to change your thinking so you can change your results, to put some wealth into your mind so you can have some wealth come into your life. I told you guys that wealth begins in the mind, and I absolutely, truly do believe it. And so we're going through the 100-day journey of how rich people think, and we want to pick up some of these principles. We want to change the way that we're thinking. We want to get rid of this thinking that we've been passing down from generation to generation, because we can break the curse. But the way that you break the curse is by changing the programming in your mind. Well, hey, this is our time today. This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. And the question is, will you?